Hi, this is Edwin Dearborn, another edition of Growth Driven. Today's question was inspired by a conversation I just had with a new person I met on LinkedIn. Does voicing or posting your politics hurt your brand? Hey, Edwin Dearborn here, another edition of Growth Driven. Talked to somebody today, met on LinkedIn. We're going to be doing business together, so that's a good news. He says, you're very bold about your politics, even on LinkedIn. I'm on your email list. I follow you on LinkedIn. I've been reluctant to talk about my politics. How has it been for you? So everything that I'm going to be talking about is from my viewpoint. It's not what I recommend for everybody else. This is a personal ethics question. This is something you have to resolve for you on if you're going to voice your politics and be concerned about whether it's going to harm, hurt, or be a neutral factor within your branding. And I say that because everybody has a different position in life in terms of where they make their money, how they build their business. And some people just don't want to be seen as exclusionary of one group or another. And I understand that. If you've got to put food on the table and politics is going to hurt that, then that is something that you have to take in consideration. So before you post, you have to, is this going to affect, is this going to harm, enhance my family, me, my opportunities, my employment? Do my employers care? Do my people care? So that's a personal question that you're going to have to answer for yourself, and I can't answer for you. So let me just start out by saying everything I say here is not my advice. This is a personal ethics situation that you have to address yourself. Now, and for me, no, it has not hurt my brand. It's actually helped it, and I'll tell you why. I'm a libertarian, and I lean towards the right on some issues, and believe it or not, I lean a little bit left on a couple others, or what would be viewed as right and left. So if you were to Google, what a libertarian is, you're going to find a lot of different definitions, but I kind of fit into that. Small government, fiscal responsibility, social responsibility, but not at risking breaking everybody's financial bank. So that's where I stand. Now, I speak out on my posts against various topics. And you can just follow me on social media to see where I stand. I don't hide where I stand. But the question is, does it hurt my brand? So I told this individual, I said, look, if this new launch that I have with my company services 150, 200 clients, this reoccurring social media system that I'm developing, I will make enough money for my ranch to donate to my church and take care of my family. I will have enough money to do all the things I want to do. 200 people. Well, who am I going after? I'm targeting helping dentists, doctors, CPAs, financial planners, bookkeepers, and all of those number in the hundreds of thousands. So even if I alienated 50% of the population with my politics, they never wanted to do business with me at all because their politics were completely diametrically opposed to mine. I still would have the other 50% who are going, man, I am so congratulatory. I am so amazed that you have the willingness to speak up about how you feel and where you stand. And that's my position on it. No matter where I speak at or what I say, I'm going to upset half the people and I'm going to excite the other half. If I'm a Democrat and I speak about Democrat issues, I'm going to piss off half the people and excite the other half. If I speak as a Republican, again, I will excite half and I will piss off the other half. If I speak out as a libertarian, I'll piss off half the Republicans and I'll piss off half of the Democrats. So my position is this: no matter what I say, I could say, you should wash your dog once a week and be nice to your dog. Someone's going to be upset. Somebody's going to have an issue that, washing my dog once a week is too much. Guaranteed. Regardless of my views, someone is going to be upset. And when I came to that epiphany, I was like, well, I might as well just speak my truth, because if I try to hide my truth and be socially acceptable, I'm still going to piss people off. So I might as well, if I'm going to piss people off, no matter where I stand, I might as well stand in my truth. And for me to be quiet about things I observe, to me, that hurts my brand because I'm not being genuine. I think what's important about your brand is that you're genuine to the cause that you believe in. Again, this is a personal decision that one would have to make. That's the decision I've made. I'm completely willing to not do business with half the people I could, because I will attract and excite the other half. And that's one of the things that's great about being passionate about your politics, or a cause within your politics, or an issue within your politics, is if you're very strong, and particularly if you're articulate and passionate and not some weirdo, some over the edge weirdo about the topic. You're not full of hate. You're not using negative slang, negative words to bash the other side too much. It will attract a lot of people that want you to do it. And this is where I have found that there are certain business people that want to do business with me, not only because of the services I offer, that alone is a value, but I share their personal beliefs. We share similar philosophies. And believe it or not, to business people, that's important, because now they can let their hair down. They can be themselves around me because they know where I stand. They don't have to worry about being politically correct. They don't worry about holding back. They don't have to worry about being somebody else around me, because they know exactly where I stand on some critical issues. So for me, while it may have lost some business and some followers, sure, whatever, I realize that there's 330 million Americans, and I just need to do business and serve a few hundred. So I'm not worried about how the other half perceives my brand, because the other half that does perceive and appreciate my brand and my views, plenty of people to do business with. Plenty of people to do business with. And let's take a look at some major brands like Coca-Cola, Delta, Nike. Have they been vocal? Yeah, they've been very vocal about their politics. Have they lost some customers? Sure. Sure they have. Will it hurt them in the long run? I don't know. I mean, that's only history and time will tell. But I know, like brands like Nike, it's actually attracted people. They have a certain stance on certain issues. I don't share their views personally, but they are an example that they will take issues like Colin Kaepernick, and you either love him or you don't love him. It's a dividing line. And so Nike said, this is where we stand. We know what's going to happen. There's going to be a fallout, a certain amount of people, but we also know that we're going to attract and represent the other half, and we'll make a lot of money as a business while being also true to our ethos. So for me, my perception is it's not hurt my brand. I've never lost a client that called me up and said, you know what, I'm canceling because I saw your posts on Facebook and LinkedIn. I got your email and I completely disagree with you. I've never had that happen. And I've been doing digital marketing for over 10 years. Now, there may have been some people that never went and called me or went into my sales funnel because they saw that, so they never engaged with me. But the people that did engage with me, commonly what I hear is, man, I love your stance on this issue. Man, I love the fact that you're articulate and bold about this particular issue. It's refreshing to see somebody who takes a stance on views that I share. So for me, I've attracted my tribe because I put out my vibe. And I recommend that to you because, look, like I said before, you're going to have to live with yourself. And can you imagine going your whole life and saying, I never spoke out for what I believed in? That's not going to happen in my lifetime. When you are at my funeral or hear about my death, this is what will not be said of me. Edwin was afraid to speak his mind. That will never, ever, ever be said of me, that Edwin was afraid to speak his mind. What will be said is, while I may not have agreed with everything that Edwin said, which is fine with me, I appreciate or acknowledge or congratulate the fact that he was true to his beliefs and had the willingness to speak out and speak his mind. That's what people will say about me. And it's not because I want people to say that about me. I'm just being true to my core. I'm being true to my beliefs. And there's a lot of freedom in that, people. When you are free to say what you want to say, and you are speaking your truth as you view it from your viewpoint, and you're not afraid to do it, there's a whole hell lot of freedom. And the fact that you're bold and you're free about your manners and your beliefs and your philosophy, your ethos, your stances on certain issues, you will attract similar people. And isn't that who you want to do business with? Don't you want to do business with people that view life and share common beliefs with you? It's much more joy serving people that have similar beliefs. It's a much greater joy to be surrounded people where there's a common reality, where there's common ground to communicate and laugh and pontificate and theorize and all that other stuff that's about being in communication with people. So for me, it hasn't hurt my brand, but for you, again, that's a question that you're going to have to ask yourself. You're going to have to sit down with your team, your coach, yourself, and just figure out, is this something that I want to, am I willing to stand for my beliefs, stand at the mountaintop and shout? And if you do so, try to be as articulate as you can. Try to study the subjects so you have some semblance of intelligence and insight into the areas in which you're talking about. Because the more intelligent and articulate you are, even the people that disagree with you will have some semblance of respect. Because they'll say, well, I don't agree with him, but boy, has he done his homework. Boy, does he bring home some good arguments. Boy, does he bring home the logic. So there you go. That's my viewpoint. I'm sticking to it. But you, what are you going to do? I don't know. That's something you got to answer for yourself. This has been another edition of Growth Driven. Thanks for joining in with me. Share, like this. I appreciate you being here. I love putting out this content. If it resonates with you, awesome. If it doesn't, you know where the unfollow button is. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.